Hey everybody, Lincoln Stahl. We're back with episode 6 of 4 Questions with me, Lincoln Stahl. Listen, we're taking these questions as they come in, so some of them are going to get a little bit wild, but I don't want you to think that we're filtering these questions. We're taking them in order. First one this week was from Dr. Hugh Patton, my good friend and buddy down in Pearland, dentist and philanthropist, great guy, great human being. Has any vehicle traded in to one of your dealerships later been subpoenaed because it was evidence in a felony? And he actually says such as murder. So not murder, but I did have a vehicle. I had a customer call, and then the police show up to the dealership because a vehicle that we had purchased one time at an auto auction, brought it back, reconditioned it, prepared it for sale. We sold it. And he had some people showing up to his house trying to buy the vehicle. He couldn't figure out why, so he called the police. They walked the dog around it, and they ended up finding like 18 kilos of methamphetamines in a secret floor of the truck. They had ripped the floor off and welded a new one over it. So needless to say, we bought that truck back from them, gave it to the police, called Mannheim and said, gave us our money back. But that was a pretty wild one and a scary deal for the customer. So sometimes you take the due diligence you can, but sometimes those guys are good at what they do. It's all got across the border. David Lorente, a young man that worked for me, I hired him as a Greenpeace salesperson. He's a sales manager now. He has a 2-part question. Do you think managerial and executive pay plans could benefit from refocusing on team building and employee retention? Do you think the accountability for turnover percentages could yield insight into broken or damaged processes that could be repaired or improved? 1,000%. The car business, we're going a million miles an hour, and obviously it's an industry that has a high turnover because of the lack of guaranteed income for a salesperson. With that being said, I've been preaching for years that we do a very poor job of onboarding and making people feel like they are part of a career when they come here. You know, we have a real bad habit in this industry of saying, all right, there's a phone, go make some phone calls. So I go out of my way, and pass it on to our people to go out of our way to make sure that we're doing a good job onboarding people, making them feel like they're part of a big company, which they are, you know, and then really making them understand that they can have a career path. And this is the things that you have to do and the help we're going to give you to get you where you're trying to go. And then from there, this is what could happen from there. So I think honestly, of just being a professional organization helps. I have worked at places where sales managers are held to having a certain amount of team members on their team at the end of the month, and it's actually part of their pay plan. So it kind of comes and goes both ways. But you don't want to underperform it, but at the same time, it does help. Riley Hartman, my man from back in Western New York, love his family. He says, how do you define success today compared to when you first began? And man, what a great question. I don't know that I define it any different, but I think I see it on a grander scale. Because from minute one, I was always just trying to win. I wasn't following my paycheck. I wasn't doing anything like that. I wanted me and the people on my team to win. At however we were keeping score, I wanted to win and I wanted them to win. And I do the same thing now, but I look at it on a bigger scale now. Like I want more for my people. Back then it was, hey, let me get this guy a paycheck. Now I'm like, let me educate this guy and get him promoted so he can be a GM someday. So I just think on a grander scale. Part 2 of his question was, what would you have done differently if you could start over? Not a fucking thing. I do it all exactly how I did it. I'm here where I am now. Everything happens for a reason. And that's it. That's the answer to that. Not a fucking thing, Riley. Edit that one out, Aki. Collie Gibson, my man, good friend in the business. Met him actually he worked with my wife way back when. His beautiful wife works for KHOU. He says, how has automotive marketing evolved over the past decade? What marketing tools do you use mostly? So I think it's evolved because we actually got better and smarter at it. And I think most of us have realized the old school marketing of putting something for sale in a newspaper or sending a mailer out to somebody on a price that you just couldn't get to and pissing customers off when they come in. I think that went away for the most part. So I think we look at it more of a business and we understand the investment that customers are making when they come in here, and we try to treat them with a little bit of respect and not assume that customers are foolish. So we treat them with respect, we treat them transparently. Marketing tools, there's a whole bunch of online ones. I don't necessarily have a favorite, but I can tell you this, we spend a lot of money on advertising, and the key is to have a professional team in-house to follow up with those leads and treat those opportunities, you know, like they're actually worth their weight in gold. So we have all this money we spend, we generate phone calls, we generate lot traffic, we generate internet leads. I want to make sure that I have a team in place that's going to handle those leads professionally, treat the customer with some respect, and like I said, not waste their time, you know, make them a great deal for themselves and for the dealership, and just take advantage of the marketing that we're doing. So kind of danced around your question, but you get it, brother. Anyways, email your questions in. We want to keep doing this. We want to keep the momentum going with it. I'll answer any question you have. I don't care what it's about. Send your questions in. You can email them, text them, or Facebook or Instagram message them. And Lincoln Stahl, come on, send your questions in. Let's keep this train rolling.